Hello, hello. Muji's assuming the position under the blanket as soon as the sounds start. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here today. I normally do these weekly moments of inner alchemy on Tuesdays, but I was on the road yesterday, so I appreciate your flexibility and your presence and your heart and your light. So welcome, everybody. Let me know where you're tuning in from today while I bring up today's drawing. And for those of you who are new, I'm Bree. I am your friendly neighborhood acupuncturist, clairvoyant, and sound healer and alchemist. And I'm here each week to help you transform your lead into gold and harmonize the nature of oneself. And we do that in many different ways. I start off using a remote viewing tool, using a drawing to help me get clear. Hello from Sweden. Hello. Hey. Hey, Sam. Be surprised. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Yay. I'm happy to celebrate with you and to celebrate you. Oh, I love the synchronicities. So just to give you a little bit of the lay of the land. So I use the sounds and the drawings as remote viewing tools that allow me to get information as to the patterns that we're going to address today. And then we go on a mini journey together and harmonize that in the collective and individual biofields. So they're really fun. I love doing these things for you guys. So this is today's drawing. And, I always welcome your perceptions and reflections. You can put what you see in the comments. Wait, is this yours? No, that's someone else's. I've done that before. You got to see a personal drawing. Okay, this is the drawing for today. This is for you guys. Haha. Okay, that happens. They're quite different when I do them for individual people. Okay, so this is today's drawing. Let me know what you see in this. And all perceptions are relevant, they're valid, they're accurate, and they each just kind of give another piece to the puzzle of what we see. So it's pretty cool. So this is what I picked up for us today. Be surprised. Be surprised. The expectations dull your senses. So if you can keep an awareness or a lightness of awareness to being surprised at what shows up in your daily life, you'll start to meet life in a different way. You'll start to see things in a little bit different way. We have a tendency to collapse our ideas down with our expectations, right? Collapsing the wave, coming together, joining forces, red rock flowers and a hummingbird. Oh, let's see that again. Oh yeah. Coming together, joining forces, red flowers, and hummingbird. Totally see that. I love it. So thank you. So having this kind of awareness of being surprised, expectations keep you from noticing the subtle, the nuances, the cycles, and the patterns. Okay, again, our expectations, we have an idea of how things should be rather than how they are happening. And where I see this mostly, being an acupuncturist, is in the clinic, in my office, and helping people. People have an idea of how they should be healing rather than how they are healing, and they're missing the way the healing is actually occurring. And so our expectations don't work to serve us in that way. If you are going to expect something, expect the best. Okay, so we can use our natural kind of design of expectation. We do this naturally. We do this without awareness. But when we bring awareness to our expectations and expect the best, then we start to see what we want happening, showing up, rather than doubting that they're showing up. Okay, so be surprised. The expectations dull your senses. Expectations keep you from noticing the subtle, the nuances, the cycles, and the patterns. If you are going to expect something, expect the best. Okay, so those are the messages that I received from the red flowers and hummingbird. There you go. So just kind of notice where you tend to expect things to fall. Do you tend to expect them to fall on the more challenging side or on the side of things always working out in your favor? Okay, so where are you on that spectrum, on that pendulum? Where's your awareness swinging? So we're going to play with that today. I'm already getting information on where we are going there. So wherever you are, sit comfortably. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and connect with the breath. We're going to arrive together. So closing your eyes, allowing your outer sight to turn inwards. Allowing your perceptions of the outer world that are always on, those little feelers that you always have going out into the world, just allow them to turn inwards for a moment. Even more, allow yourself to come in even more. There you go. And then from here, we're just going to invite the breath in using the belly as the motive force. The belly is going to bring the breath in through the nose. And if you put your hands on your belly and feel your belly touching your hands, make that connection. And then that belly is going to exhale the breath out through the mouth. So we're gently kind of creating this beautiful pumping motion of life force with the breath. So the belly's doing all the work, bringing the breath in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. The belly's doing the exhale. So you'll feel some slight tension there, pressure in the belly. It's almost like on the exhale that you're trying to touch your belly to your spine. A gentle connection to the spine on the exhale. There you go. And a gentle connection to your hand on the inhale. So you're feeling that connection and that pressure like a pump, right? Between the hands and the spine. There you go. Beautiful. Now there's a lot of movement happening here. So just notice how you're feeling in the body with just this gentle connected breath. This is a very powerful but gentle breath. There you go. Continue in this way. Great. A little more connection with the exhale, so it's slightly longer than the inhale. Expectation, expectation, expectation. Notice how your body responds to expectation. Notice what happens. Did you stop breathing? Is there a tension in the holding, right? There's a suspended feeling to that. So just notice how your body feels to expectation. We're waiting for something to happen. Now bring your awareness back to the breath. Let's connect again with the belly, bringing the breath in and connecting with the hand, and then exhaling the breath out and connecting with the spine. And notice how your body feels here. Beautiful. Now, let's play with this. From this place, from this connected place, expect what you desire to be there. So bring to mind something you're wanting for yourself, something you're in the process of manifesting, creating, whatever it is. Bring that to mind. Okay, so the most interesting thing is every time I ask people to bring it to mind, they go up. Okay, so notice how you left the breath a little bit. Okay, it's natural, right? You're going into the mental scape. So bring your awareness back down to the breath now that you've connected with that desire, and feel that desire with the belly as you're breathing. When we bring the breath in this way, we're actually making the invisible visible. We're taking something amorphous and bringing it into form. We're uniting spirit and form here with the breath. Beautiful. Now bring to mind again from this place the thing that you desire. There you go. Nicely done. Continue to breathe. Anchor that desire into the belly with the breath, like you're planting a seed in the soil. Beautiful. Continue to breathe here until you feel that connection made. It takes a bit of practice to bring something from the mental scape into the belly, into the body mind. There you go. Beautiful. Now notice how your body is responding from this place. Notice how your breath is breathing you from this place. Now, you have the thing that you desire. It's in the belly. Now connect with the expectation. Now it's there. It's already there. You planted it in the belly. Expect that it's there and it's growing, that it's showing up. You don't know when and you don't know how, just that it is. Have that expectation. You've already planted the seed with your breath and your awareness, bringing that down into the root of your physical body through the breath. Okay, we're anchoring down into the root using our kidney energy. The kidney is the root of the yin and yang of the physical body. When you're inhaling, it's actually the kidney that's grasping that breath and bringing it into itself. So you're grasping that desire, that dream, and you're bringing it into form, into physicality, which you're doing so beautifully right now. So now it's there. Breathe with the expectation that it will manifest and grow. You've already planted it. The expectation that it already is there. It's your birthday, Sam. What do you want for your birthday? Breathe it in to the belly. Feel that it's already there. And breathe in the expectation that it will show up for you. I did a really beautiful session a few weeks ago on the power of assumption. So you might want to look at that one. I'll post the link for you to review. It's along similar lines, just another way to connect with creating. So expecting what you desire is already there, because it already is. Everything that ever was or will be already is. Everything is now. There is no past. There is no future. There is only now. It's only a matter of where you are in your awareness and your vibration of you being in alignment with that which you desire. So how do we connect with it? By feeling the feeling of what it is we desire, just like you did, and you brought it into the belly. You breathed it in. You're vibrating at that frequency. You're welcome, Sam. Okay. So stay with the breath a bit more. Feeling the expectation that it already is, that you already have that, you already are that. Now, some of you might be doubting that, okay, and that's natural too. I can feel some restriction or hesitation there, which is beautiful. That just shows us where we need to align ourselves even more. So let's just say, okay, I'm not sure that what we're doing here is working. I'm not sure, I'm expecting it not to work when I'm doubting something. But what if we expected everything we did to work? Everything we do feel is working because this is what you're experiencing in your world. So let's use that natural tendency to create with awareness so we can create what it is that we do desire. And we expect what we do desire to show up for us. And the way that it shows up is really the most magical part of it all. All we need to do is connect with where it already is and expect that it will show up when it is time. and that we will get exactly the information that we need to make that happen. Sometimes it just shows up, but sometimes you get insights. Sometimes you attract the right people into your life. Sometimes you get the information in your, you just become resonant and attracting to the steps that will get you there. So the how reveals itself. Let's bring it a little bit more deeply into the belly. Really feel that connection on the inhale, breathing that life in, that life force. And with each breath, that life force is bringing in that desire. So imagine yourself bringing in that desire through the breath. Feel yourself inhaling that desire until it becomes one with you when you connect it down into the belly. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so I just tracked you guys really anchoring that in. So now it's taking root, which is beautiful. Feel how that feels here. It might be a subtle experience, but feel how it feels in the body for you when you made that connection. Nicely done. Okay. Now, how does it feel already having that? Connect with the feeling of already having it. Because when you expect it to show up, it shows up and you have it. What is the feeling of having it? And breathe that feeling into the belly. And when it shows up, what is the feeling that you have? There's a feeling of surprise. Oh my God, I just thought of that. And look, here it is. Oh, I asked for a parking spot. There it is. Oh, I just needed rent money. Oh, and it showed up. What is that feeling of surprise? If you have, I'm sorry, you're not having a good internet connection, Christina, it will be replay. You'll be able to watch the replay later and you'll be able to receive exactly what you need. But I'm happy you're here now. Okay, so connect with that feeling of amazement and surprise when what you asked for actually arrived. Now realize that everything that's arriving to you in your world is something you're asking for, but you're asking for it without awareness. So we're bringing this to our awareness so we have more leverage, more control, and directing our vibration to what it is that we do want. Because it's already there. It's already there. You're just choosing the vibration where that already exists. And then we breathe. We unite spirit and form. We make the invisible visible. We power our body with the breath, with using our belly and the motive force, and it creates that vibration. There we go. Beautiful. Now I'm tracking a lot of movement down that core channel, starting to open up, which is what I always like to see. It feels like it's been so long to get what I asked for. Grateful. Yeah, sometimes it can feel like a long time, and that feeling does what, right? It's naturally going to keep those things at bay despite our best efforts. But we can have that feeling and still redirect ourselves to another feeling. Okay, so we're not beholden to that feeling. We're actually in control of the way we feel. And so what's the next best feeling that I can have in that moment? And I always just like to play a game. I'm just like, well, let me see. I'm going to make an experiment of it. Let me just try it. Because then I'm not putting pressure on myself to have to produce anything. And so it becomes a game. It becomes playful. I'd love for this to happen. Wouldn't it be wonderful? And then I'm not attached to it. So I keep having to find ways where it's easy for me to feel the feeling that I desire. Because as soon as I start to feel any sort of restriction or tension, right, then I'm not in the creative flow. I'm actually cutting myself off from the very thing that I want. I'm not working in my own favor. So I just pause. And then I do something else and I come back to it. There we go. Okay, so now the integration and connection is being made. I'm tracking that for you, so that's beautiful. Okay, so I'm going, let me bring this guy in. He wants to say hi. Let's see what's here. So there's a lot, this is interesting. Okay, so there's a lot of belief around belief, but don't believe anything you think. There's a lot of belief around belief. There's a lot of information out there about how to believe and what to believe, and then the beliefs that you have that you don't even know that you believe. Don't believe any of it. Begin by choosing and creating beliefs that you want to believe now. Those beliefs will harmonize the ones that have not been serving you in the way that you want. So it's not always necessary to go after the thing that you need to change. Just be the thing that you desire, and that will create the change. Those vibrations will actually harmonize the lower ones. Okay, this is what I do when I'm working with people with needles. If you have an inflamed shoulder, I'm not going to needle into that part of the body. It's already angry. I'm not going to upset it anymore. What I do is I go to another part of the body, which is abundant in chi and vitality, and then I access that, and that creates the harmony and flow in the body, and the body starts to balance itself out. It's the same thing with our thoughts. I'm tuned in, literally. And you are too. We all are. But thank you, Sam. Okay. So we do the same thing with our thoughts. There is a belief out there that we have to dive into that. And you know what? When we start tuning into the vibration that we want, those things will come up to the surface. Then I would address it at that point. Okay. I'm just going to follow the flow of the energy and address what's coming up as it's coming up. So what I find is people that tend to dive deep all the time are actually distracting themselves from creating as well. It becomes another kind of sabotage pattern, another distraction. Just be the thing that you want to be. Now, I know it sounds simple, and it is simple, but it just takes consistency and repetition. And I just always suggest to my clients, you titrate, you just do a little bit several times a day, like homeopathy. You just do a little bit. In the morning, what do I want to feel? Okay, I feel that, connect with it, go about my day. I do a check-in. Am I still connected with that feeling? Nope, this threw me off. Okay, let me reconnect to that feeling, and I go about my day. So I'm usually, tuning myself throughout the day, probably 5-6 times. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Someone just made like a quantum leap, and they just jumped to that vibration that they wanted to be in. And in doing that, you're holding that for everybody. So just feel where that feels now. Feel how you feel now. Okay. It feels sometimes, the way that I can describe it, it's uplifting. Beautiful. So I'm going to leave you here. I'm just going to bring in the chimes to close out the session, but continue feeling the state. Feel the breath, continue breathing, and I'll let the wisdom of her chimes work her magic for you. This is dedicated to you, Sam, for your birthday, and dedicated to all of you who are here. Hmm. That took me places today. Wisdom of the chimes. So what she shared was, she shared so many things, and the words came through so beautifully while she was talking to me. So there are so many beliefs that we have, right? There's so many beliefs, what to believe, and that as a newborn baby, you're free of all of this. And then as you grow up in the world and as you mature, you're kind of like hardening and solidifying to the beliefs that you're surrounded in, right? We know this, like our family, society, religion, your culture, all of that. You begin to kind of have this perceived state of contraction and solidity that you're shaping yourself to these programs, these belief systems. And you don't believe in yourself, but you don't know who self really is. You believe yourself to be something, but you're not really that. And so you've limited your ability to really be limitless in your potential as long as you believe yourself to be something that you're not. And so when we become surprised and expect the best and begin to invite ourselves to connect with who we really are, then we begin to shed the beliefs that we were programmed with and create ones that are gifted to us directly from our heart, from our soul, and from source consciousness, and then be the vessel and conduit to bring that through. And so that is basically what the wisdom of the chimes shared today. So I thank you all. I'd love to hear how the journey was for you. Let me know what you noticed today or over the next several days when we're working with sound and frequencies and the breath. Even though we finish here together now, these vibrations ripple on infinitely, but most noticeably over the next 72, 48 hours around there, and you'll start to see changes in your life. So I invite you just to practice connecting with that breath and connecting with the feeling of it, what you desire is already here. Expect the best. And thank you all so much. Happy birthday again, Sam. Thank you for being here, Robin and Christina, and everyone who's joining on the replay. Thank you for coming together to harmonize the nature of oneself. Next week, I'll be back at the regular time, which is Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And what is that in European time? 6 p.m. UK and 10 a.m. Pacific time. Blessings, dear ones.